Good morning from sunny Dundee, Illinois. Just getting to work. I got to work a little early so I can enjoy a little bit of the sun. Make some of this video so I can talk to you guys about a vegan activism movement. What would you want to call it? You could call it a raid, whatever that they wanted to put on. They broke into a rabbit farm on somebody else's private property and took it upon themselves, using a little common sense, knowing that they were leaving their safety behind, possibly going to agitate somebody for messing with their livelihood, and risking their own life in the process of doing that to save 16 rabbits basically, that are to be used for human consumption food. When that is somebody's livelihood and it's on their private property, and you take it upon yourself to give up your rights, the rights to your life, your freedom, and your equality and stuff like that, and you've basically given it to somebody else. You're at their mercy when you break onto their property and you try to take product that belonged to them, regardless of what it is. There's no argument there. Even the police spoke about it in their interview, saying that when you make offenses like this, sometimes basically this is the outcome of it. If a robber went to a bank and broke into the bank and stole the money and then left, and because they left the establishment, they were no longer on the bank grounds, think that they are to get away with somebody else's money and be free of that. I understand it's not a sentient life. That's still wrong. It doesn't matter. You can be shot by the police at any time. You can be shot by a civilian trying to take you down. At that point, it's going to be justified that you used any means possible to stop somebody from being a criminal. And regardless if you rob a bank or steal from somebody else's property, their business, animals that they're using as, human consumption product, you're still wrong, regardless of what your ideology is, regardless of what you believe. A lot of this seems like a lot of leftist driven, a lot of people not using a lot of sense, a lot of people putting their lives on the line, and I admire their passion for doing it, but there are other ways to do it, and risking your own life, knowing that one day somebody that works with you, that breaks into people's property and stuff, that vandalizes and damages things in the process of doing that, that stops businesses. When you take your activism and you give it to the public and you stop their daily path of living, the free flow of their life, you've now done something illegal. Peacefully protesting is one thing, but illegally protesting and getting in other people's way for them to continue their flow of life is absolutely illegal. And when you get into that mode of doing that constantly, blocking businesses from people coming in and out, breaking into people's property, stealing stuff from them, because regardless of what your ideology is, you still do not own them. Somebody else does. And legally, that's their right to own them, regardless of what you believe. You're giving your life up to that person, and you're at their mercy at that time. Now, this group says that these farmers chased them down the motorway, beat down the windows and stuff like that. One farmer pulled up next to the car and fired a shot. Supposedly it broke the window. We don't even know if it's true. It's just one girl's word. She had a little nick on her cheek, and it was bleeding down her cheek a little bit, and it had already dried up. Of course, the little shards of glass inside the car are going to do that. I was actually attacked in a vehicle where underneath my eyelids got little slits, and I was bleeding down my face. And it was I was doing Uber, and the guy attacked me, busted out the window, and just a little bit of air that was coming through there while I was trying to get away after I got the guy out of the car, it just real faintly, your face bleeds a lot. And especially if you're a vegan that has a lot of malnutrition, and you're having problems with blood clotting and stuff like that, I would definitely think that just a little small nick on her cheek that bled down her face and got on her leg and her wrist, all of a sudden, it's this dramatic thing. I've punctured myself working on jobs at work as a mechanic and bled like a stuck pig, and it'd be just the smallest little puncture. It's a way to dramatize, a way to divide, a way to promote this ideological, very poor behavior, and a way for people to think that they're doing something more ethically than, you know, the average person because of what they're doing. When you have to degrade human quality life, when you have to put your life on the line and other people on the line that are with you to save animals, what do you care more for? You don't care so much for the human race. You care more for your own brainwashed, malnourished ideology than anything else. If vegans keep doing this, and they keep breaking into these establishments, and they keep getting in people's way of their daily life, regardless, some of them are going to start getting hurt. Eventually, somebody's going to get killed, shot, put in the hospital. It's going to happen. I mean, I don't understand how you think any different. People aren't just going to stop doing what they're doing to entertain what you have to say or what you have to. They're not just going to stop their life and change the way they think just because of you. One day, somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get seriously to the point where death can happen, something can happen. I'm not saying that's going to be me that does that because I don't even pay any attention to the vegan idiots. I just go right on by them. If one of them got in my way, I would just move them out of my way and keep going because honestly, there's not too many of them that I'm worried about stopping me from my daily path of living, but there are some other people that are pretty gullible and would let them stop them. It's really silly when you put yourself in harm's way like that, and then you get on social media and you complain about it and cry about it like a big baby and make it seem like you've done nothing wrong. You have no business breaking on somebody else's property to steal what they use as their main source of income. You know, it's not yours. Don't touch it. It doesn't matter what your ideology is. And if you get hurt in the process, you're asking for it. Be very, very careful. Okay, guys. Just want to educate, make people wake up and realize this vegan movement to where they're becoming violent, where they're breaking onto people's property, when they're doing illegal things like this and justifying it because it's sentient lives that they're saving and that means it's okay. It's complete wrong. And it just goes to show you the lack of thinking power that they have and the lack of common sense that they use. And you know what? I can't do anything other than to attribute it to a diet, a cult-like movement. And that's just what it comes down to. Be blessed.